the LA Auto Show with Greg Burness, who's the chief engineer of the RAV4. And Toyota and Tesla just introduced the RAV4 all-electric SUV.
That's correct.
Today. And tell me a little bit about how long you've been working on this and how important this is for Toyota.
So we've been starting to talk our discussions probably in June. So it's been about 6 months that we've been working together with Toyota and Tesla. This vehicle here that you see here is our Phase 0 vehicle. Right now we're in discussions and development for Phase 1, which will basically change everything that you see here, bring it to market with different components. This basically uses the Roadster components. We modified it to fit within our engine compartment as well as the battery underneath the vehicle. So.
Okay, so Phase 0 is basically the RAV4 body with the Roadster components, and Phase 1 is going to be a completely reformed vehicle.
That's correct. Well, it'll be vehicle. We'll have some styling cues that we change. Obviously, the styling cues that you see here, but we'll be using their third generation components that they're using on some of their future models that we'll be incorporating on this vehicle.
And how will that vehicle be different in terms of like efficiency or speed, or it's just going to be a much better car?
Well, I mean, obviously what we'll do is we'll package the battery to make sure that it fits within the vehicle. Well, our range will probably be similar. I think we're going to look at similar range that we have here on the Phase 0
And the range
vehicle.
is at 100 miles?
Yeah, actual driving, it's a little over 100 miles. So we want to make sure that we maintain that because we think that's very important. Range, is something that the consumer is going to be looking at. The battery is actually located in the bottom. And all the other electrical components are in the engine compartment. We have the charge port that basically we replaced it with the fuel inlet. The interior, we just made a little bit of styling cues on this vehicle just to try to make it a little bit different from the current RAV. But we'll continue. This what you see here will actually change when we go to Phase 1. We'll be looking at different interior cues and so on. We'll try to match our EV technology with kind of the HMI or human interface technology in the interior.
In terms
of
the dashboard and like eco mode driving.
Yeah, maybe touch, capacitive touch. Those are things we're investigating right now.
Do you have any targets on pricing at all?
No, we're still discussing that with TMS. Obviously, we want to make it something that the consumer can afford and will want to spend. Of course, EV vehicles with the lithium-ion batteries are very expensive. We know it's a huge undertaking, it's a huge development cost, but we'll price it accordingly to make sure that, of course, it still warrants a lot of consumer demand for it.
Okay, so this is kind of your baby. You've been working on this for past
6 months.
6 months.
Yep.
What's the coolest part about the technology? What are you most proud about?
Oh, I think just the battery technology and how the batteries are so quickly developing and changing as we move. Who knows? By the time this vehicle launches, there may be new technology. Hopefully, they'll bring the pricing of the other batteries down to make it more affordable to the consumer.
So originally, when Toyota decided on the RAV4 for its first EV, why did you guys decide that, and why are you bringing it back now?
Well, we thought it was a great segue, next generation RAV4. We think the versatility and the cargo capacity, it has advantages over the other EVs out there. We think it's a great opportunity. The range is, if you look at the competitors out there, we're trying to at least be, the leader in the segment when it comes to EV range.
Tell me about some planned production volume. So Phase 1, do you guys have any kind of targets?
We're still obviously it's consumer demand. If the consumer really wants it, we'll try to produce as many as the consumer wants. So, like I said, we've only been in 6 months. We're really concentrating on development. Of course, we'll get with our sales side to figure out what makes most sense for this vehicle. How many do we want to produce? And obviously, it's going to be drawn by consumer demand.